meet up and suck each other. Not that. Tickle my insides. You've got 200 wheel horsepower. I'm going to try and keep up. My God, this bike. What absolute God designed this road. 27 miles an hour. I think it's because I'm now multilingual. Everyone watching this, do we think that I should trust Rich's mount for his Insta360? Good morning, everybody. Oh, hello. We have come up to Aviemore and we are meeting up with, well, there's obviously Joe. One group member connected. Big Richie Morrison and Ian. And Ian is one of all the Patreons. Well, everyone here's a Patreon of mine. You will pay for my time. You get the rim jobs as well. So they don't know what is. So we have, yeah, Ian is one of the Patreons. He is a Superduke GT owner, an R9T owner, and a Fireblade owner. Yeah, he's got some nice taste, that man. Both him and Richie live in Aberdeen. So we were like, oh, we're up here, we may as well head over this way, meet up and suck each other. Not that. Did you hear Rich say he had his remapped, his ZX2 remapped? And it's over 200 horsepower at the wheel. Well, I mean, at my tyres. Plan of action today, we're going to head down through the middle of the Cairngorms and then down to like Pitlochry area, and then depending on the time we might head down to like Aberfieldy area, and if not we might just head back to the campsite because Joe and I are... Sorry, it's probably quite loud because I've got my bloody visor open. Joe and I are riding home tomorrow and it's about 9 hours, I think. For everyone watching, this might be awful audio because I think my microphone's not quite in the right place, so this might be really loud, so I don't know how much of this I'll actually use, which helps because most of it's going to be us not speeding. Left, 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 towards Nethy Bridge. Oh my God. Right, so Ian knows this road. I don't. That's my excuse. Oh, so she's a bumpy one. Oh, I'm still in sport suspension as well. That really did tickle my insides. Oh, this is lovely. Oh, yes, please. The poor suspension on that bike. That bike is loud as well. Funny feeling that my bike is going to get a big workout today. I don't even think he's properly opened it up, but that was just wop, pop, pop. Oh, see you later then. Oh, we're going towards Keith. Down to Brimar. The noise of the backfire out of Rich's bike is unbelievable. It's so loud. That really pierces your chest. Oh my God. I have a feeling this bit's going to be quite blurry going up that hill. Welcome to Moray. That's a Moray. This is, can you imagine having this as a playground whenever you wanted it? I spent most of that road in second gear. literally just screaming its nuts off. Poor Superduke. Now this is a road I think I've been on before. Can't remember when though. Oh! Cockbridge! Cockbridge, everybody! Cockbridge. Yeah, I have a feeling that Rich's bike is a lot faster than he's let it on. Oh god, my bike sounds so good. Oh, my ears have popped. I'll let it cool down a bit. Just, enjoy that. Yeah, it was good. Following him, as soon as you open it up, I'm like, you've got 200 wheel horsepower. I'm going to try and keep up. That first road that we went down, I was like, I was still in sport suspension, so I was just getting thrown around. What is he doing? Unhinged, Scott. You're fucking stuck. 200 horsepower doesn't work when you're off-road. Oh. Right, so straight back to Mach 10. Bye, Ian. Bye, Ian. Yeah, we're going right here, I think. Oh, that was a nice little coffee stop. Nice bit of cake. Do love coffee and cake. My God, this bike. Oh. It's good. Yeah. I really need to stop riding like such an arse because I have no fuel. What a day. If Rich and Ian are watching this, thank you very much to both of you for coming over. It's been a lot of fun. It's nice to know that the Superduke can hold its own against a 200 wheel horsepower ZH2. To be fair, Ian was ridiculously quick on his Superduke GT as well. Now put it in here to get some fuel. It says premium unleaded, but it's not premium because it's just E10. It's premium in price. Thanks for coming over. No worries. Appreciate ya. Quite quick.
Yeah, shortly.
And now we ride. Bye, Rich. Sounds quite good. Does sound good. I'll give it that. You just kicked so much mud up at my face. I had my visor open. Well, I'm officially coming out of sport suspension. Oh my God, that's immediately better. Not getting absolutely pummeled. Oh, look at the road over there. Proper cheap. Whee! What a road, mate. What a road. The only negative is you have no idea where the road goes over those crests. It just like disappears. You're like, oh, there it is. Oh my God, what a bit of road. What absolute God designed this road. Is this the A83? A93? Dear Mad for Bikes, can I please have a set of front brake pads for a Superduke? Favourite noise ever. $27 miles an hour. Oh my God, I have missed Scotland so much. Oh. Oh, what a bike as well. That was bloody delightful, mate. Absolutely spaffing. I understood Rich quite a lot today. I think it's because I'm now multilingual. Don't go breaking my heart, but I don't know the words. Maniac. Right, everybody. Welcome to the A9, which is average speed check. So I'm currently sitting at 52 miles an hour on cruise control. So I've taken my camera off of here, put it on there, and I thought I'd do a little synopsis on how the Superduke has done on this trip. Because yeah, it's not been perfect, and something like Joe's riding, I'm well aware that you can't see that because I've just put my camera there, would be a better option. What's difficult about this is that I know that everyone that has a Superduke or has had a Superduke will know this already, but it's always something that I've never been quite sure on. I knew how good the Superduke was at like overall, and how comfortable it was and everything. I never ever thought that it would be able to do a camping trip. And I think that the difference with a camping trip versus the Pyrenees trip, for example, is that I didn't have to take all of my camping stuff to the Pyrenees. I massively overpacked on the premise that I was like, I need to make sure that I can do this. A lot of people have asked me, why not the Super Adventure? I feel so bad with that bike because it just sits at the back of my garage. This is first world problems, I'm well aware. Like I was saying to the guys earlier, that I've worked my arse off and I've made sacrifices in other parts of my life, which means I can afford to have multiple bikes. This bike is on finance, but everything else is paid off. I finance a bike, I get it to the end of the agreement, and then I sort of refinance it basically to pay the bike off and keep it, rather than transferring my bike over every single time. I don't have that finance payment, which is what allows me to get another bike. My garage is a 1970s, 1960s, 1970s garage, so it's very narrow. Any current production car I don't think would fit in there. So I've got this, the Super Adventure, the Ducati, and the two monkey bikes. To get the Super Adventure out, I have to get this out, I have to get the Ducati out, because my Super Adventure won't get past it, and then I can get the Super Adventure out. Because of that, it kind of sits there at the back of the garage doing nothing. And I was having this conversation with Mike the other day. He wants a new bike sort of thing, and he knows the full history of the Super Adventure. He knows about the engine, he knows about what I've done to it and all that sort of stuff. So I said, I don't know whether I want to sell the Super Adventure because I feel bad that it's just sitting there doing nothing. And I mean, I could use it, but I don't really use my bikes enough as it is because I'm always doing something else. And Mike went, well, would you be interested in selling it to me? I was going to try and get that bike to 100,000 miles, but kind of defeated the point of doing that when it's got 60,000 miles on it and then the chain snapped, so I had to do an engine swap. So that whole bike hasn't made it to 100,000 miles. I mean, it's such a good bike, and I'd hate to get rid of it, but at the same time, if this Superduke was like a Toono Street Fighter or something like that, 120 miles out of a tank, it was really hot to ride, it was a little bit like, it's more of a special occasion bike rather than a do everything bike, then I probably wouldn't even be close to thinking about it. But I've got this Superduke and it just does everything. It scares the living daylights out of me a lot of the time because it's so fast. We'll also do 200 miles to a tank, 60 odd mpg. We've been on the bike all day, every single day this week, and it's been all day comfortable. An average consumption, even with today's knobhead riding, of 53 miles per UK gallon. So it's not silly to own, it's not expensive to own. I mean, it's an expensive bike, sure, but it's no more expensive or cheap to run than my Super Adventure is. It sounds unreal, it makes me feel incredible, and I've got so much confidence in it, and because of that, it kind of nullifies the point of having the Super Adventure and the Superduke. The only thing this doesn't do that the Super Adventure would also do comfortably is 2-up touring and off-road. The last time Emma and I went 2-up touring was years ago, and we won't really do that now anyway because we've got the dog. I've kind of done everything I can think of doing with the Super Adventure. I've done the the Trans-Euro Trail, I've done the ABR Festival, I've done all the green lanes I could imagine near me, and then I've also done the KTM Adventure Rally. So I think if I was going to buy an off-road bike now, I'd probably buy something lighter, 390 Adventure R, 690 Enduro. So yeah, that was kind of the reasoning behind this trip, and obviously I needed to hit my service mileage, and it has absolutely smashed it. Anyway, on that note, thank you very, very much for watching. I'll close that because we're going slightly faster now. I need to do a 10,000 mile year ownership review on this bike as well, which I could probably do when I get home, and 90% of you will know exactly what the whole thing is. But yes, anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll stop blabbering on now, and I will see ya in the next video. Bye, love you, bye, love you, bye, bye, bye.